Hello, collective, to another timeless twin flames reading. Lord knows I do not enjoy reading these types of readings for y'all. It's so fucking controversial. It really is, all right? But damn, do I live for triggering people, because, I mean, ladies and gentlemen and all those in between and beyond, I have the power to heal, all right? So let me sass it up a little bit, however softly and gently and provocatively I can, just to get some opinions riddled out there, you know? Let them run around like crazy little children. I mean, it's essentially what's been prophesized, right? That the rainbow children of light would return and make sense of this chaotic times and these wild energies of the global earth phenomenon of 2023. Lord, help make it make sense how we are still battling with subjective mindsets because we can't get an objective, compromisable definition of all the shitloads of various variant degrees of expression out there for us, you know. And leave it up to English to try to bring some sense and pragmaticism to turmoil or even to mental health, because Lord doesn't lack flavor. It lacks flavor. And then we're here trying to understand twin flame phenomenon. You know, you may have whispered about it, and then the moment you whispered about it, you hear all the weird shit that comes from it, the weird communities, maybe even cultish aspects of things. It's strange, all right? It is strange. It is strange because something that is felt and can be, it could be expressed, but the moment one expresses it and it lands in the vicinity of somebody else's sensory intake, it's like room for prejudice, room for judgment, room for criticism. So people internalize this shit and go like in their brackets and corners of their minds, on their phones, in silent with the screen really diminished, no light can see, you know, screen protector so that no one can look over your shoulders, and listening out to these tarot readings to try to make sense of your mind space, your heart space, your soul space, and all the taboo-ness going on. It's fucking weird, man. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. Either way, welcome if you're new. I'm glad you found this reading. If you're a returning listener, I applaud you for being a returning customer. Consuming this shit, all right? Either way, I'm here to read the energies of seventh of which it is that I am. Please know that time and space has no relevancy to any of these readings, so past, present, and or future energetical timelines could always come forth in any of these readings. Use your discernment to take all of that which belongs to you. This reading will not deny nor confirm anything in regards to the twin flame journey. It is essentially you clicking on to giving me the time of day to talk some ish, because I got a story to tell, all right? And the story, obviously, as you may have been made aware of it because you clicked on it here somehow, is twin flame. Is it a new story? No. But is it a story that is available? Sure. Because here we are. Here we are. Okay. The fact that you're here means something. Whether or not you're with your twin, you're on your pursuit of a twin, whether the twin is coming your way in separation or in union, is he or she returning, are they here or another dimension, whatever brings you here, something is here for you. What it is, I don't know. Do you know? Yeah, you do know. anything that here comes across being resonancy when you leave this reading behind, you already knew. Maybe I just formulated a different way, you know? Anyway, twin flame. Twin flame, man. I didn't think I was going to always attack these twin flame readings with the same energy, but this is natural. These are it's just coming with the flow, ladies and gentlemen, and all those in between and beyond. This is not fun to read. All right? Am I excited to read it for y'all? Yes. It's just not fun to read. Do you see it? Do you hear it? See it? Do you feel it? The sass, you know? Do I believe that everyone has a right to read twin flame? No, I don't. It's very sassy of me. I'll tell you that much. Do I think that everyone should read tarot cards? No. Because, well, it's not important. Can everyone? Yes. Should everyone? No. There's a lot of people who can do a lot of things because they can do it, but it doesn't mean that a lot of things that people are doing, they should be doing. And that kind of is the same thing with the twin flame phenomenon, because the twin flame is like trying to understand if you even believe in it, trying to understand if you can accept it, because that's like the next step of belief. Like, if I believe it, then I have to accept it. And then you realize once you accept it, you never needed a belief to accept it. So you're like, all right, it is what it is. But then the moment you say it is what it is, you're like, wait, do I not have a choice in this matter? You catching the drift here a little bit? Twin flame is a union about not being able to do much, but do everything in the existence of everything that you always wanted to do. It's an ultimate contradiction. Ultimate contradiction. It's like, it's for all pretense and purposes, it's a contradiction. All right. It is a symbiosis of magnetism, of pulling inward and an extraction, pulling inward and an extraction, pulling in and an extraction. And there's a constant pushback to needing to understand what it is that you are in search of. Once you understand there's something outside of what you can claim in your own world of existence as yours that wants to communicate with you. Whether that pulls you into niches of your own talents and gifts of knowing that you're clairaudient, clairvoyant, or wherever, or if you can speak to the dead or see ghosts or paranormal activity. Ghost is a real loose term. I'll will that back. I'm going to say paranormal activity. Ghost for me is a controversial term I don't really subjectify to really agreeing with. Paranormal though, absolutely. Beings, yes. Aliens, yeah, for sure. There are so many topics that can be discussed galactically that twin flames is on that same trajectory. At the end of the day, the only thing that a person is really responsible for is trying to reconnect and reawaken their conscientiousness. That conscientiousness, in the term of the esoteric world, mystery, taboo, whatever brings you here and whatever keeps you coming back to this world, is a world of no energy, no time and space, eternal, and it's already in the happening, past, present, and future. There is no such thing. It's a space. And this space provides you the ability to understand what you are. Because you can tap in and it defines things. And the moment you then tap out, you became immersed with what it is that you were in search for. So that's sponging, being a sponge, absorbing all that it is that needs to absorb, then output is you. Twin flame is a dynamic that works the same way. Whether in union or whatever in physical earthly plane, has no tie to already being in union in the galactic terms of galactic expression. Twin flame is a knowing that light refracted from one thing will always turn into two. And the two will metamorphosize into creating with one another from where it came from. So that's how you have 3, and then you have 4, and then you have 5. So the best way to understand twin flame is the irony of numbers. It has nothing to do with your birthday, nothing to do with your astrology, placement sign, rising, north node, south, whatever is out there. It does not play of any type of importance, because the spectacle that you were once upon a time made a carbon blueprint of itself, and that's the twin. And the twin sprouted into existence and is a carbon footprint of what you are in light aspect, okay? And it goes out on an adventure, and you go out on an adventure, and then because you're each other's carbon footprint, there is a natural understanding that you share the same side of the coin. You share the same qualities. You share the same shadows, negative quote-unquote aspects of self. But the way that they express, and then coming up to a linear fashion of earth experience, you're born, you're on a pursuit, you're on a quest for love, and how they start showing up isn't about trying to match personality traits or match same cultures or match same tradition or match same faith. This is about seeing how your light is exactly the mirroring of my light, and the expression of what you fought to be what you are heals me as much as disciplining what you are heals me. Is how we're always already in union, because you're always healing each other in the darkness or the light of things. You don't have to claim healing to be of a healing quality. You don't have to claim anything to be it. You usually be something, and then labels come off of that, and you're like, oh wow, now I have a label for being prestigious. Yay, go me. Go me. Those of us who are looking for twin flame and understand all the bullshit that we've gone through and all the sacrifices of relationships to like understand that this is not a revolving door, but a one-way street. You open it, you close it, and then sometimes it has a fucking lock on it, and sometimes you either need to go throw the lock so that someone go find the lock, and then they go to the door and open it, and you're like, oh, you went on the discovery run and you found the goddamn key, because apparently you know how to unlock this door. People know ultimately what they've gone through, because it's your journey to choose to go through that. And then there's twin flame. It's like you go through things and then you go through twin flame. You're like, wait a minute. Oh, what's this? And what this is like can't be explained, because you just know what you don't know, and what you don't know, you already know. And so the best way to kind of like handle this relationship is with silence. Because you see in action, you feel in distance, and why am I even speaking when I'm in front of you? It's like, it's like miming. That's the dynamicism of a twin flame, all right? It works better in silence. It's better if you understand the mirroring aspect of each other, first in physical form, before trying to trigger each other's minds of how much the compartmentalized fear of pain and trauma and healing and not healing, am I doing it right, am I doing it wrong, needs to be subjectified and compromised. Like, we need to let that go a little bit. Show up to who you are, show up to what vices you have, heal them, learn about them, control them, gauge them, entertain them, and be who you are. Because if you don't heal your partner. If you don't, you cannot provide for your partner. all this doing of natural communication, natural thinking of I have your back, you have my back, comes from 100,000,000% you worrying about yourself. Because ether has not designed you to be that selfish or narcissistic. You cannot delve into who you are 1,000-fold without the reliancy of other. That is the natural thing that happens automatically. But you have to be 1,000% thriving on your own to understand how the meshing of a union in distance, in feeling, in closeness is supposed to, quote unquote, operate. Anyway, tangent over. This side of the reading is gonna be feminine energy. And all the way over yonder, we will have masculine energy. Wherever you are is wherever you are. We all are feminine, we all are masculine. So gender is non-specific over yonder. All right, so let's see. There's a couple of things we're going to do in this reading. I'm going to pull a few cards of feminine energy only. And we're going to talk about feminine energy only. And then we're going to talk about masculine energy. I will figure out at that point whether or not we need to pull cards together for communicative energies. Meaning if the feminine and masculine in this connection are actually in conversation or not. And if they are, what's going on? Because ultimately, if you are in a twin flame, you're already sharing that journey. So you're already in communication. But there's a lot of rolling eyes here. Okay, this is like feminine energy. Both feminine energies of masculine and feminine is annoyed because of intuition. All right, intuition is driving everyone nuts these days. All right, so feminine energy, we have the shepherd. Celebration and family. Feminine has worked a long time to get to his or her masculine. A long fucking time. All right, there's a lot of work that this feminine did. I can't say for all that it was healing, because a lot of them has been manipulated. Like I'm seeing manipulation, law of attraction, law of spells and rituals, which I'm not necessarily a huge fan of. I'm only a fan of them if you can sit your ass down and make up for the time that you need to feel for having manipulated those energies. So the best way I can describe it here in like to bring some sort of point to it, okay? Let's say you've been attuned to be a Reiki 1 practitioner and you know about law of attraction and you learn little steps from your master Reiki healer that you can improve your conscientiousness by having more focused intentions on your consciousness or where you direct your consciousness. And that's all healthy, that's all good. That is a better form of sitting there and working on affirmations and understanding the law of magical numbers and law of vibration, and not have to answer to shadow selves. All right, if you've been attuned in that case. But let's say you're just brown nosing Reiki and you haven't been attuned and you want to take the back road of knowing about the 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪 and all these symbols, but you're not getting an actual attunement, you're kind of like belittling and degrading what esoterical gifts have been given to the masters and handed down in the form of the same attunement and rituals over eons of time. It's a bit different than, well, then actually also not. I mean, here in the United States, people in Florida, well, this a young boy at 12 years old was gotten in trouble for pretending to be a fucking doctor. How he got away from getting clients that didn't question him being 12 years old or whatever, however old he was very fucking young, let's put it that way. And the point to the story is that he didn't have a medical degree for any of this stuff. How did he get away with it? How do you get away with that shit, right? That's that story. But then you also have Dr. Sebi, which is in a way kind of similar, but much better. It's a different energy immediately. He didn't finish school, finished kindergarten, and became a doctor because his actual teachings not only were provided for these people, but these people got better in all form of diseases that they had. And so when it came time for him to prove himself for his work, his clients became his assets, his example, his knowledge, his gift. It were the people that then made him be able to put doctor in front of Sebi. And he never went to school? I mean, come on now. The possibilities are endless in the ways that they want to show us that manifest destiny is completely in the making and blah, 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 here in the United States of America. But the more that we understand vibration, the more we can understand the different rabbit holes that all these little niches of curiosities we can run forever, and we can go crazy about them. We can make them have sense. We can maybe not make them make sense, but they're still around. Point of all of this shit is ether proves to you time and time again that you are in control of the narrative. Only you. You may not be in control of all the crazy little thoughts you have, or how vast your thoughts are, or how sensitive you are to feeling and crying and emotiveness, but those are all pluses to a world, and in a world where we're starting to lack having our sensories trigger us. Man, this is like a long and drawn out reading for twins, man. It's like, feminine is in need to be celebrated. And some of y'all have expedited the union for your twin flame in being able to catch on to conscientiousness and then focus conscientiousness towards consciousness and have consciousness teach you about choices, because those choices are led by ego. Like, you're very adept of knowing that, and becoming adept of knowing that is a sacrifice, like being a fool in the major arcana in the eyes of the universe. Like, nothing better than for you to be that humble, that vulnerable, and ready to explode and implore anything that you want to do or what needs to be done, because you just are in this space of as is. However, when you get into the detail-orientated matter of focusing your obsessions on needing to explain, having people hear your story, or needing another to validate your experience, that's when the ego isn't all of a sudden powerful and realizes it needs to hold on to something more tangible. So it tries to tangibly hold on to faith, maybe religion, maybe some form of theology of some kind, or a belief, culture or tradition or routine, to humble the ego for the many losses that it can take without it knowing that it is responsible for how you feel. So that's why the shepherd here is so interesting to come out and blast me with all this, because there is a resurrection coming through here from this skull. The resurrection coming forth of that whoever expedited their union for twin flame is going to be very much fucking humbled of how emotionally immature the relationship actually is with your twin. Because you thought it was going to be just easy, breezy, beautiful, and a colorful world. Because you knew or know or feel that asking or being in line with the universe is almost in a way saying that you're walking with God. Now, I'm very, very picky with terminologies like this, but I understand the motivation behind them, and I understand the inspiration, and I very much understand the triggering cause. Now, those of you who qualify yourselves as walking with God in these things, please know that if you manipulated any of the shit that you claim to be of God's work in your vicinity, you cheated God because you wanted to expedite something or ignore something or refuse to work on something. But you can't escape shit. So that's why someone's going to have a rude awakening. And it will include the dynamic of your twin flame. And nothing that you can't handle, but something that needs to be handled because you need to understand yourself before you need to try to make sense of this union. The hare, unseen potential, hesitation, also for feminine energy, and the sailor, new influences, wanderlust. This unseen potential is part of the resurrection. All right, there's a crown here. So just because the resurrection may have sounded bad, it doesn't mean that bad things is going to happen. It just means that the relationship itself is going to be so impacted by all the things that need to be worked on because you're speaking eternal energy here. If you're reuniting with what you desire is your twin flame, and you understand that there is energies outside of your own that have healing abilities just as much as they have destroying abilities, it immediately makes you humble that you are not in charge of everything that the fuck is going on here in the universe or in this earth globe, right? Like you're not the one that rules all of this. But you do understand that you're interconnected with all of this, because if you are feeling interconnected, then something must come true with the things that you're feeling, because you can't sit here all this time in this reading and then be so lost into thinking that you don't believe in anything. It just doesn't work that way. You believe in something. You may hate the word belief or faith to get this started to the point that we're really trying to find a compromisable solution on. But that answer, again, won't be found in your twin. It won't be answered by another individual. It won't be highlighted by God and being like, ooh, over here. No, for that, you're on your own Joe Schmo of a journey, okay? You're on your own rise up, fall down, get back up, one foot over the other, right foot, left foot, right foot forward. Breathe in with the inhale and exhale with the bullshit. And to understand what you are and who you are and what you will not accept anymore. Because a twin flame, ladies and gentlemen, are meant to ricochet in the ether as such powerful force because you are the expression of that vibrational force. Do you understand? If you are the expression of that vibrational force, I mean, wouldn't you want to rock with it when it's not going to ruin you, but you are ready to heal with everything that it's got? Because you wouldn't want to look your twin in the eye and blame them for all the bullshit that triggers you in this relationship because someone else in your former relationships told you it was the quote-unquote issue. For that feminine energy is bruised and holds extreme grudges that she or he cannot bring to a twin flame dynamic because you're going to bring it differently. The same bullshit, I promise you, you're going to bring differently. But your twin is on a different level. They do not deserve the mediocrity of teaching that lesson. They deserve a master of yourself approach to resolution. And for that, the twin will always be ready because they love to mesh and be in a symbiosis with you, whether you're in quote unquote union or not. You're already in union. It's already fucking happening. It's galactic light. Galactic light. What y'all haven't figured out down here with yeses and nos and maybe, shoulda, coulda, wouldas, it already has been figured out, handled, and dealt with. This is a out of sight, out of mind kind of reading, all right? It's like everything, it's the best way, I'm just going to leave it like that. That's it. Out of sight, out of mind, all right? Try to make that make sense somehow. Out of sight, out of mind. Because this person could very much be sharing the same fucking room with you, and you're like, boy, why do you trigger me so much? But why do I love you so much? It's like, God damn it, I can't justify any of my inactions. There's a lot of childlikeness that comes out from this relationship. It's not a relationship. It is an actual ship you get on because you built it already. And everyone already knows their roles. It's like, oh, this is great. I don't have to do, I had no training on this one. And that's what it is with twin flame. It doesn't mean that the little nitpicky of conversations, arguments, discussions aren't very, like, detail-oriented. Because let me tell you something. With twin flames, it could be very detail-oriented. Every other motherfucker before you probably could have had their problems with you until this twin flame would be like, wow, you are a lot. There's a lot going on with you. However, I'll take it. It's like just I don't even know what it is. It's like a just there. It's an acceptance, ladies and gentlemen, like nobody's business. Any crazy little person, trauma little person, traumatic PTSD, whatever kind of shit you have going on, is all accepted on twin flame. You're like, I love you. I love you. Give me more of you. What else you got? Is secretly the yearning. Is secretly the call of the need. So twin flame is going to push each other out of sight, out of mind to get that done. Because out of sight means you're going to take yourself a lot more seriously. Out of mind is absolutely impossible in a twin flame situation. You can't. Where are they going? Anyway. I love it that a lot of people in this community can be like, yeah, I know my spiritual husband, because this is what it means. You know your spiritual wife, you know your spiritual husband. And then you mention that to people in the quote unquote normal world and they're like, oh, is she crazy? Are you on drugs? Is it a ghost you see? What the fuck? Let me humble yourself. Come over here, sit down in my office. Let's have a talk. For however long we need to have a talk until you get the fuck out of my zone and understand the business before I'm going to let you walk around thinking a prejudice kind of criticism. Come over here. Sit down. Let me discuss some things. Let me make some things more clear. Running around like a crazy person thinking some crazy ass shit. Because some people hear this shit. Some people like myself hear the crazy shit of other people and be like, yo, you, what the fuck are y'all thinking over there? Not that we can think thoughts, but the shit around it is like, bro. It's too much. Whatever this fucking is in this reading, it's too much. Anyway, let's move over to the masculine side. Let's pull some cards. I haven't even gotten anywhere to the reading yet. For upload reasons, I can't even hold this reading for so long. This is crazy. Maybe this is part 1. Maybe I'll do part 2. All right, the Archer. Biding your time, planning ahead. For masculine energy. This is more like a feminine energy reading. I'm just kidding. But, all right, for masculine, we have the Archer, biding your time, planning ahead. We have the Scholar, an investigation research. And we have the Brawler, lack of empathy, confrontation. Oh, man. It's a bit closed off right now with twin flames. There's a heavy need. I mean, this whole like fucking long ass explanation I've been doing, running amok of like long drawn out sentences, is exactly the shit that the boat that feminine energy is on right now. They're cruising. They have to make sense of their emotions, their pain, all the people they keep magnetizing against each other. Like all the people that feminine energy is attracting is a lot. Feminine energy is a crystal right now, where we still have to knock on masculine's third eye and be like, yoo-hoo, hello, do you understand this type of connection? Are you even awake? You're taking this out of sight, out of mind a bit too seriously. I am still around. Like, wake up, honey boo-boo. Get to your past life regression. Go do some heavy meditation. I don't know what you got to do, but what you definitely need to do is you need to crack your fucking emotions wide the fuck open, because you are not remembering me. So this is why the running monologue has been about feminine energy. Now it makes fucking sense to me. Because it's like, why am I speaking in this long, drawn-out fucking explanation? And that's feminine energy. She explains, and it's like, no, this is more of it, and this is more, and this is more. The story's not done yet. This is more, and more. My story's not done yet. I got more, sit your ass down. Like that energy is interesting. Very interesting. And then like masculine's over here taking notes. I can't keep up. It's like the pharmacist, the lines of 2 pills by 1 a day, you know, take 2 pills by 1 a day anyway. But like these little notes. And now these little notes have to be studied by masculine energy, because they're like, shit, I have a lot of catching up to do. I don't even know. That's kind of like where this is at. So whether you're in physical union, sharing a house already, said I do, I don't give a fuck. This is the energy. Feminine energy, wild on discovery, out there. Living her life. Living his life. Doing a thing. Fucking shit up. Being sassy as fuck. Alright? Masculine energy is like, yeah, that person over there is mine. However, also pissing off feminine energy, because feminine energy is going too fast and way faster speed than masculine energy at this time. And masculine energy can't slow feminine energy down. And it's slowing them down a little bit, because it makes masculine energy want to talk about themselves. But in this energy, that ain't happening. So we are not discussing them anymore. It's not happening. Sorry, masculines. That ship has sailed. We ain't talking. We gotta set some shit right first. Set some shit right first. Wherever you are. You gotta set it right. You gotta get your hands dirty, do all that DIY project, get the house done. I don't know what the fuck you gotta do. Write the letter, confess your love. Say bye to that ex. Handle the baby mama drama. I don't know what the fuck you gotta do, but no. And this? Yes. Yes. So let's see. There's a random card. Yeah. Feminine energy does not want to discuss their connection with masculine at this time, because they're having a whole metamorphosis. The story needs to be about them. Didn't see that coming, but here it is. All right, that's all that I have for you at this time, and you keep flowing, growing, and glowing, twins.